Shanegotyou11, and with me as always is Trey.
Yep, we are back with another episode of the West Coast Madden Podcast. Hope your guys' week has been going well. We're doing it on a Thursday instead of a Friday, so which is the plan going forward. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a good weekend going in. If you're playing weekend league or something like that, then I hope that goes well for you. But Shane, how have you been doing
Uh,
lately?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. You confused me. I got confused. Like, I'm not gonna lie, because you said it's a Thursday and not a Friday, and we're gonna do a Thursday, and then I was like, oh wait, we did
Yeah,
like Friday last week, huh?
yeah, we did it on Friday last week. So and
So,
then and then the week after that, I don't think we did one, but
yeah, it's all
we
good. We're
tried. We
here, man.
Yeah, but we try to get you at least one of these going every week
It's
is
a
the
goal, and
plan.
I know a lot of people play it back anyways
Right.
later on. So I mean, that's fine to do.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so since the last time we talked, um, it was apparent that there were problems going on with Russell Wilson, and then you find out a couple within a week that J.J. Watt signed with the Cardinals. Shane, you probably know more about the Cardinals since they're in your division, but do you think that the Cardinals are a team that has the potential to be good in the following year,
Yeah,
or
I
maybe
think
not
I think if
so?
J.J. Watt stays healthy with Chandler Jones on the other side, their defense is going to be like the L.A. Rams, but I think the offense is going to be better. So yeah, I have them as a light Super Bowl pick this year on the NFC side.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So, we'll see what's going on with that. I mean, J.J. Watt he's definitely like probably one of the better players to come out like this generation, but within the last couple of years is what I'm trying to say. So,
Oh, 110%.
yeah. So with the draft that's coming up, I I don't really follow a whole lot of, the prospects, and I mean I watch some like tapes here and there, but how good do you think that Trevor Lawrence is going to be in the NFL, if you know, or
I think he'll be pretty good. It depends on how his shoulder injury is going. I know he did surgery. I believe it was on his shoulder, right? I believe so. I'm not
yeah,
110%
something
now.
like that. Yeah.
But I think he'll do pretty good. Actually, I really do. I think he'll do pretty good. I don't think he'll be like Hall of Fame, but I think he'll be really good. But I mean, it's so early. You know what I mean? Like the guys that you think are gonna be superstars, lots of times they're not superstars, and then the guys that you think are superstars usually don't do as well. Except like I mean, like look at Tom Brady, sixth round pick. Russell Wilson, third round pick. You know what's really crazy though? On a side note, is that the Seahawks were looking at Patrick Mahomes, I guess,
Oh wow.
in the draft.
Yeah, passed up on him.
I
I
still
mean,
think a
I'm,
lot's
I'm,
coaching.
I mean, I still don't think if Mahomes went to Seattle, I still don't think if he didn't have Andy Reid, I personally still don't think he'd be that good. I mean, I know that you and I have had our discussions about it in which we both agree, but I mean, the thing with Trevor Lawrence though, isn't Trevor Lawrence like the biggest, like one of the more players that are hyped that are
Oh
coming out of
yeah,
the draft
yes.
in the later years. Yeah,
Yeah, and yeah, he's really hyped, and from what I know is he's a stand-up dude. So I mean, it all passes the credentials what you need. Kind of like this is gonna date me a little bit, but Peyton Manning and Ryan Leaf. Peyton Manning had all the tools. Ryan Leaf technically had the more physical tools, but one was super immature and one was super mature. And you know who was the super mature one and the super
yeah,
immature one. Ryan Leaf has turned his life around since, which is a good thing for him. But I mean, so far from what you see is that Trevor Lawrence is smart, hardworking, a good guy. So, you know, we'll just see what he does. I don't know so much about the physical tools because I know he's got the physical tools. I just don't know how like you know what I mean, like how great the physical tools will pan out in the NFL with the bigger football and all that stuff. Because that always just made me wonder, like, you know, like with bigger footballs, like lots of times it changes. Like back in the day, I could throw like 45 to 50 yards with the college football with great
Yeah.
accuracy. But the NFL football, when we get it, I couldn't really palm it. And
Yeah.
that's why it's so crazy because like a Russell Wilson who's shorter than me has way bigger hands than me.
Right.
So I mean, I don't know how big Trevor Lawrence's hands are too, but I think it'll be really good though. Not to
Yeah.
ramble on this time.
Do you think that because the Jaguars are the number one pick in the draft,
Yeah, they're
right,
taking
this
him.
year? Yeah, they're picking him.
They're taking him. Another guy you need to watch out for, and I'm forgetting the name, is the USC wide receiver that entered in the draft. He's going to be really, really good. I watched him enough because of the Pac-12. He'll be really good. He's going to be like, I think he's going to remind people of Josh Brown for Buffalo.
Right. Yeah, yeah, for sure. For some reason, like when you said that, I thought of Josh Gordon for some reason when you said Josh Brown, but I know who you're talking about.
It's Amon. It's actually Amon Brown. His name. That's the funny thing.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Like he's a slot wide receiver and he has very good athleticism. Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
So I mean that will be interesting. You know, on a side note, Trey, I know you're the questionnaire guy and you're way better at it than me. Because I'll ramble on like I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
We did do a poll question that we asked how many people you would like in the podcast on a normal basis, not like guest appearances and all that. And we heard you guys. I mean, you guys voted mainly 2 people. I mean, that's correct, right, Trey? It didn't change.
Yeah, no, it didn't change. It's been on 2 people
So,
the
what's
whole
your
time.
feelings on
So,
that? Like, were you surprised? Were you shocked that they picked that? Because there was enough votes. Yeah, most people, 75%, 2 people basically.
yeah. I mean, and I'm just gonna be honest here. I think that, you know, I don't really want to get into the whole behind the scenes drama that went on. Maybe if people are curious about it, we can go more in depth with it. But to give you the short story, I just think that he wasn't a bad kid or nothing. I just think that he wasn't as good of a podcast partner because of the constant interruptions that he would make throughout each episode. So I mean, I would still be open, maybe in the future if we can get someone, especially someone that's, a little bit more knowledgeable in, some aspect of Madden that can, you know, bring his, 2 cents to the table so we have a more, well-rounded podcast in terms of Madden and things like that. So, I mean,
Trey,
that's
Trey, Trey, are you there? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just had to do it one time. Oh my
uh,
gosh. Oh man. Oh. Oh man. I honestly think, to be fair, Trey, though, the
yeah,
reason why they pick 2 is because sometimes 3 is a crowd, and not even our old co-host, because like that is what it is. I think sometimes um, it makes it too jumbled, if you know what I mean. Like if you
yeah,
got good
yeah,
chemistry with one or another person, two is nice. If you have 3, usually the third person is the person who inputs like maybe 15% and looks up stats and all that stuff. But I mean, I was a little surprised. I thought people would vote for 3, but they definitely voted for majority pick 2. So I'm pretty surprised. But yes, Madden 22, I definitely want to get some pros in here as guest spots, even if we have to pay them for like 20 minutes or 30 minutes.
If there's if there's a possibility that there's, someone that works at EA that, comes across these podcasts and maybe you would like to be on the show, I know that that's going to put us in a tough position because if we don't ask, hard hitting questions if that ever were to happen, then people are gonna crap on us. But I mean that's like one of the things that I think that would be the most interesting is if we could get like an EA
RG.
developer. Yeah.
Get RG on here, man. Like, I mean, I know he'd do it if we're like, W and them.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
I mean, they like it's just a different situation. Like they were in the know when all these guys were in, like you remember this. Some of the kids won't remember it that are even younger than you, like way younger than you. I remember when MCS was starting to pick up, and it was just a green screen in the back,
Yeah, it
nothing
came a
else.
long way. Yeah.
And then I looked to my wife when I saw McDonald's in the background. I was like, okay, there's a possibility this is gonna become a fixture. And
Yeah.
so now it's big, and now it's big. The only thing that I dislike, and maybe people think it's cool, so I might be in the minority. I don't know what you think, Trey. Is like I think all the tournaments, besides maybe like one or two, should be open to the public. Like the Yard Invitational, it's like the pros, just the pros that they sent out. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Gamer Saloon is doing a huge tournament. Um, for the pros, and they just invited certain people, and I just think that it's like I don't know, like for me, it should be open, but maybe like one or two instead of doing like 15K, do like 25K for first place. You know what I mean on like Mutt Draft and Mutt Challenge.
Yeah, I agree. I think that there should be more tournaments. This is kind of the first time, so I don't know if they're gonna do a repeat where they have, the college tournaments, the yard and etc. They had the youth championship or whatever. So
And I mean, the youth championship, I mean, I'm cool with because that's young kids that aren't old enough. I'm fine with that. That's
yeah,
a cool one. That's a cool one. The college one, I mean, it's whatever. Like, I mean, if you didn't let pros in there, okay, maybe. But like, JWall's gonna beat most people that aren't in college, except a few pros. Or I think there's a few other pros in college that played in it. I'm not
yeah,
entirely sure. I'm just saying, like, you don't really need to do that either way. Just making another invitational because like as you can see like people want to play. There was 1,500 that did the classic,
yeah.
and I mean yeah that's not a lot, but I mean for what was it, late February when they really didn't tell anybody what was going on or anything, that's
Yeah, they
not
didn't
bad.
even. Yeah, they didn't. They did a horrible job with keeping people up to speed on what's going on and the updates and everything. Just horrible. So
Well, and that's like the biggest truth from it is that is like if they would have said in January even, hey, in 2 months we're gonna, you know what I mean, we're gonna run this tournament. Here's how you do it, yada yada. Then it's fine. Well, the thing is they didn't, but you still had 1,500 people. Yes, it was not as much as the 9,000 that tried out at clubs, but unless you're hard up, I mean, it's already starting to get spring. I mean, most people are moving on. If you want to know the truth, the normal random people.
yeah, yeah. Pretty much after the Super Bowl, I think is when most people, move on to different activities and whatnot. So
Plus, what I've read is like a lot of them that are just general people, and we've had this conversation every year, Trey. I mean, every year it won't stop, but unless they fix it somehow, is they like a lot of people are bored about the same meta by this time. Like I've heard people say it's boring. Every game is the same thing. And for me, yeah, it's boring at times if I'm not locked in, but at the same time, like I'm trying to win money, so F it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, all people aren't going to be like that.
do you think that even the people that because there's people that obviously they do Twitch, YouTube, um, they're streamers or they play Madden on YouTube. Do you think that even those people that even though they're making a living off of it, do you think that they kind of think the same thing, like they don't really enjoy playing Madden, really, that they're tired of it?
Um, that's a good question. I would say some.
Yeah,
Some would I think are enjoy it and still enjoy it because if you're awesome and you're great and you're getting tip money and you're getting advertisement. I mean, it's probably like any job where some days are boring, some days are fun. But
yeah,
I would say yeah, there are some people that are bored by now. Like even me, like I like don't get this wrong, I like putting out content. I like streaming for the subscribers and just streaming and trying to, handle business. But even me, by the time it starts hitting March, it's really hard to stay like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Locked in 110% every day. Like when it's cold and snowy out, it's easier. And I think with the warm weather, it like, I don't know, it kind of calls you to go outside. Maybe that's just me. I don't know.
yeah. Yeah, and another crazy thing is that we're in March, so we're only a couple of months away from Madden 22, which who knows what's gonna happen there.
I still think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be late July, like Madden 19 and like this one was supposed, or Madden 20 and like this one was supposed to be. I think it'll actually run better. I think the gameplay might suck, but I think the tournaments will be ran properly. If
Yeah,
you
back to normal.
back to normal,
Yeah,
like I don't even think they'll do. Well, I don't think they'll do weekends. Like you know how they are doing MUT draft for one day or whatever, and then
yeah,
I don't think they'll do that. I think next year they'll do like a month. You know what I mean? Of
yeah,
of qualifying.
yeah. Which sucks because I like this way better than playing the ladder. So
I mean,
for
I'm in between. I'm in between, bro. Honestly, I'm in between because like it gives me something to do if I don't have a bunch of money games.
yeah,
But at the same time, it is kind of nice just to log on, play some games during the day, and not worry about it. Because yes, I think they're trying to fix out how to get people to not just like play like 50 games in the first week, and then sit there for two
yeah.
months and not have to play again.
Yeah, and it's also good in the sense that it gives an element of surprise because if there was like ladders like back in the day, you kind of knew what everyone was running. But with this, I mean, the 1 day tournament, then I mean, you don't really know what people are running, so you kind of have to adjust like on the fly with
Yeah,
everything.
I mean,
So
I know on MUT Draft what everybody's gonna be running the first day, so
yeah,
they're gonna be running the meta on offense and defense because you can just redraft as much as you want until you get the
yeah,
playbook. But that single elimination, that's different. That's why I'm labbing all different playbooks and
yeah, yeah,
seeing which ones. It's almost the same though, Trey. Every year for me though, like it's the same playbooks that I'm getting.
yeah. Have you been in New England's playbook like on offense like ever since you started Madden, really? or
No,
has it changed? Yeah.
let's see. I had a custom playbook for the longest time,
Right, right.
but before I made custom playbooks, I was actually in the Seattle Seahawks playbook on offense and defense because I didn't
Yeah, yeah.
know anything, and I had a couple glitchy plays because I could come out in dollar and stop the run and pass. I also had free safety Sky on
Yeah,
defense
yeah.
where I could get sacks and all that stuff. So it was it was glitchy, and then on offense I had split close. Well, after after I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to do in the MCS. I've been in New England since I want to say Madden 19 actually.
Right. And then on defense, it kind of varies. I know you're in Baltimore right now,
Uh,
but you also you did the 4-6 for a while, which seems to be the more popular one. So
yeah, I did the 4-6 and I liked it. I did. I liked it, but I liked the 2-3-6. Dime two three
yeah,
six. What playbook last year had dime 2-3-6 and 3-3-5 normal? Because that's what I was running every year. Was it New England?
it might have been.
I
I
feel
I
like
can't
I
can't
feel like because
remember.
I was only running one defense or one
Yeah,
defensive playbook the 2 years prior, the same playbook, and I don't know if it was New England or not. My brain doesn't like hold
yeah,
on to that stuff, but it was. I mean, it was the same defense. I just gave up 3-3-5 normal for this one right now to run. Well, I got a nice little blitz coming out of 3-3-5 odd, but
yeah. That 3-3-5 odd defense that you're running definitely because you were streaming and then you were running it. It definitely looks pretty good. Um, I would say I would say maybe experiment like getting like edge threat or double or nothing or some of those abilities and see if you can get some block sheds quicker.
it definitely. I did hear that they're going to do. I did hear the rumor is there's going to be LCQ, and I don't know if it's going to be one weekend. You know what I mean? Just like,
Yeah,
but they're trying to do LCQ with the Mutt teams, so that'll be interesting because I know the defense and offense I'm going to run. I like Seattle offense, and I also like Buffalo offense, and then I'm really good with the
hmm,
Raiders. So I don't know which one I'm going to be comfortable with on Mutt draft if I read draft.
yeah, yeah. This is off topic a little bit, but I heard that acrobat kind of sucks now. Like
Does it?
as an ability. Yeah. I heard because it used to be like this really good ability, but now it doesn't really do much. And I also heard that mid zone doesn't really do nothing either. So
Damn, I didn't know that. I did know. I do know that. Well, I'm gonna say something, and then if people catch on, it'll be Mutt draft. If you throw low throws, nobody reacts except the user.
nobody
Nobody.
nobody
Like I threw it
reacts.
in double coverage, just seeing the defense just stood there. It was pretty
Yeah,
bad. Hopefully they update it. I know they're gonna update the draft pool though.
yeah. Yeah, so Shane posted a video on his YouTube channel if you want a breakdown of the patch update that came out today. Uh, Essentially, this patch update was for the connected franchise mode crowd. So,
Oh yeah,
you
that
know,
was huge for them.
yeah. So I hope that if we have any franchise gamers in here, I hope that you get your money's worth because I always have a soft spot for the franchise guys because before there was ever Ultimate Team or online head to head, there was always franchise mode, and if that mode wasn't invented, then it's a good chance we're probably not here talking right now. So I hope that it gets improved. It's a tragic situation that it took a trending a Twitter trend for them to really say, okay, we're gonna start doing this now. But the thing that interests me the most about it is who do you think like makes the decisions for that kind of stuff to say that this is what we're gonna attack this year? Like, is it? Do you think that it's a ploy by EA to say that we don't care about those modes? We only want to focus on, MUT and microtransactions, or
I'm not entirely sure. I think they get input from pros, if you want to know the truth,
yeah,
and
yeah,
and then they run with that, and it sometimes it's confusing because then you're like, well, the pros complain too, but some of the pros complain if you notice. And
yeah.
I think like nothing would be more perfect. Like think about it, if you were a developer and I'm like, hey Trey, let's develop where you can't run one offense or one defense. I'm just making something up, and
Yeah.
and it worked out that way. I don't know. I think they're more into pay to play, and I think they're kind of greedy, like I've said before. I wouldn't doubt down the road if they did a connected franchise tournament.
Yeah, for sure. The franchise community. I mean, there might be someone because the people that play franchise, they're not, people that really want to compete. Like, they're people that want to have like a realistic, football experience where they become a coach. They get to, do draft and basically have like a simulation type of experience in a video
Well,
game.
it depends on that Trey because if you're in the money franchises, it's a crap show. It's meta, meta. Like
Yeah.
like when I played Blair Walsh, dude only scored when he no huddled the whole time. Hey, hey, yes, you agree with me, huh, baby?
Yeah.
Um, Jesus. Because the franchise mode lags so bad. So like when he no huddled, you couldn't do anything, and then it'd be a free
Yeah.
run play. And last year you could run. You know what I mean? I was not a
Yep.
big fan of franchise. And I know if they fix that, and if they fix, look, bro, I'll tell you this right now. If they fix it where the lag is not a problem, which I don't know if they did it this year. I didn't play it, so if they did, it's a fun thing. I like drafting. It was fun.
Yeah. And same here. I mean, I've like when I was younger, I played franchise growing up and all that. Wouldn't say that I'm, a big franchise gamer or anything like that, but I still think that even though I don't play it, I still think that it should be getting taken care of. I mean, and the argument is oh that all they care about is MUT. But I mean, if you ask people that are into MUT, it's kind of the same thing. It's like the same cards that come out every year. It's the same promo, the same solo challenges or whatever. So
You know, it's gonna. What it comes down to is everyone's not gonna be happy,
yeah.
and that's just gonna be the way it is. Like next year, let's just say they make it realistic, right? And
I think
if
that's the direction they're headed in
I,
if you
I
want
think
to know
so
the
too.
truth.
I think so too. But I think it'll make a lot of pros that are in the now complain even more. And I'm being serious.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
mean, a lot of the pros want nanos back. Or I shouldn't say a lot of the pros. Some of the pros want nanos back.
Yeah,
Uh,
nanos is like a mixed bag. There's like I think there's pros that think it should be, and there's pros that think it should be. It's kind of in the middle with that, but
well, yeah, and exactly. And then, and then some think, like, some people, there has been other pros besides me who thinks clicking off should punish you on defense.
yeah,
And then on
yeah,
offense, people are like, oh, if you run the ball too much, like people shouldn't win the game. Like me, I'm more for simulation. Like if I pay or if I spend money on my cards to have a great offensive line, my offensive line should matter. Like there was no like in Madden. I think it was 20 or maybe Madden 19. Oh, it was Madden 19 actually, where like
Yeah.
Shaquem Griffin, the gold card at like 73 overall, was running
Yeah.
past my 94 defense or left tackle. That's fake. That would never happen in real life. Like Walter Jones would pancake Shaquem Griffin every time.
Right.
So I mean, like for me, I want realism, and if I lose to people playing real, okay. And if there has to be some arcade to it because yes, it is a video game. And like I used to get so mad when people would go for it on fourth down, like around Madden 11,
Oh,
Madden
oh,
12.
oh, you were that kind of guy back then, huh?
Oh,
I
bro,
can
I would
see
be
that.
pissed
I can
off,
see it.
like, cause I'd punt, I'd kick field
Yeah.
goal. I kind of do how I do now, but nowadays I'm just like whatever, whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
go ahead and go for it, cause if I stop you, you're in trouble. You know what I mean? If I stop
Yeah.
you, you're in trouble. You're not going to be doing jack crap. I'm going to turn around and end this game. Yes, there are some times that I'm annoyed where like they go for it on fourth and seven, throw it into coverage, and get the catch. But at the
Yeah.
same time, it's like whatever now. Like it's not the same. Like I used to get so annoyed and be like, this is dumb, this is stupid, yada yada yada. And now it's just like it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So I think, and I think the same thing too. Um, because people are tired at this point just playing online and just going up against bunch tight end or bunch and this and that. I'm not really upset that those formations are good. I just don't like the fact that they're easily accessible as they are. And, you know, could you blame that on EA? Maybe somewhat, but I think a lot of that has to do with the easily available YouTube videos and ebooks that are out there.
I just
So,
think that it's always going to have glitchy stuff every year. No matter, and I
yeah,
think part of it is like, yeah, EA can make a better game, sure. But at the
yeah,
same time, you got all these kids and adults trying to break the game in the same sense. And then EA tries to fix that, but then it ruins something else. It's like I don't. It's just hard. Like for me, you just got to play, and like some years are worse, some years are better for me. I like some years better, some you know what I mean. Some years are whatever. But side note, Trey, on Mutt Draft, bunch tight end, that play that everybody
yeah.
runs, it doesn't work as well.
Oh, it doesn't. No.
Nope. And I don't know because I had it ran on me a couple times, and then I had Seattle, and I tried to run it a couple times. You have to like if you don't have everybody who's fast or what I don't know what it is. I don't know. It might be the abilities that people have
Yeah.
because there's no abilities.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that could play a factor in it because I wouldn't say abilities. I think it might have to do with the fact that you need a fast quarterback to do it. Because when they run that play, the first thing that they're gonna do is roll right. So I don't know if
It,
much
it
rap, but I think my understanding of that play is that it's just like when you man it up, it just doesn't work. So I don't know,
it
but
just feels like it dumbs. Like I feel like it doesn't dumb out like it does on regular Mutt. And maybe you're right. Maybe it's because people have 96 speed QBs and you know what I mean, and
yeah,
like 99 wide receiver speed and abilities out there, yin yang, and but like people are running it. Can you hear me?
yeah, you're good.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's weird. Hold on, I'm gonna make sure we're still live because something like went dun dun. So
oh,
hold on real quick. So I apologize if we're not okay. We're still live.
all
Um,
right,
for whatever reason though, like they couldn't get outside the pocket as easy in Mutt Draft. You know what I mean? And I think I think one dude had Alex Smith, the good version though. I think he had 85 speed. So see,
yeah,
that's not 96 speed. That's 85 speed or whatever. The only guy that kind of did well was the guy who had Michael Vick. But his guys were it still didn't work as well because his wide receivers weren't beating my DBs in zone coverage, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, I just my thing, I don't have a problem with bunch tight end, but people that run bunch, and this is something that I play like my head to head, and I see this and I'm like, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, they'll have the corner routes, so you're like, okay, I need to set my zone drops to play deeper. And then they'll motion out the wide receiver and just throw a 5 yard screen. And it's like when I see that, I'm like, oh, okay, you're a smart guy, aren't you? Like, like that just annoys me every time I see that.
And I agree with you, and I don't know if it's because everybody does the same thing. You know what I mean? That like
Yeah.
by spring, summer, like the general fans or like even me at times, I like it's like boring. Like, I don't know. It's kind of boring, even though I'm winning money when I play or making the tournament. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's also because you run like you played against it for so many months in a row that you're bored by then. Because like, do you really feel like in the last 2 years, past like December, there's been any new defenses or offenses? I mean, you did have the nickel 245 last year that came in like whatever March, but besides that, I feel like this year and last year for the majority, there hasn't been like huge new plays, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. There's still some people that'll sprinkle in, that'll come out of the woodworks and run like something like, you saw, what's his name? Some serious, I think it is. He, I think it was Madden 19. He was running, gun spread. That was pretty unique. And then you had, D Jones was pretty unique when he was, playing. So, but for the most part, it's been kind of the same, just like type formations. But I think that the reason that type formations are as good as they are is because, Madden hasn't invested enough into the counter behaviors of, they don't have enough zone rules basically. So that's why, they're still good to this day, and I don't think they'll really ever stop being good.
Well, another
So,
reason why people use the gun tight formation is to block blitzes. I guess it's easier to block blitzes out of gun tight
yeah,
more than
yeah,
any other thing. It's funny. Side note on this, man. I'm not going to name the person. I'm not going to throw him under the bus. It's a pro. Played our dude in the tournament. Got beat by our dude. Um, he went on Twitter and had a tangent about I lost to a guy who doesn't run the meta. I don't remember what else he said. Something like that, right, Trey? Like I lost to somebody who didn't run the meta. He chewed clock and he beat me on a fullback dive.
yeah, yeah.
You know how asinine that is to even tweet or put it out there? Like, so if somebody doesn't run the meta and beats you, you don't know how to adapt to stop it?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And there is times, and I think that's a thing that kind of comes with, maturity and stuff. But, it's like, I don't know what it is, but it's like, you spend all this time, running the meta and all that, and I guess it's something to where when you lose to someone that doesn't know the meta, it's a shock, and you think, oh, this guy is getting bailed by EA and whatever. But I
It
mean,
it just doesn't make
they're just
sense.
as yeah. I mean, they're just as good as you. So
Right, and that, but I actually give look, and I said this before when I streamed. I give people more props when they run their own crap and beat me
yeah,
than
yeah,
running the meta. Like, I don't know if it was this year or last year, but the guy ran like pistol and he beat me, and it was impressive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he was doing curl routes, and then he'd do a post, and then he'd do triple I thought it was dope. You know what I mean? I wasn't as mad
Yeah.
as, hey, like this year, I'm going to be in bunch tight end, and then on defense, I'm going to come out in 3-3-5 normal, and if you're in a run formation, I'm going to audible down to 3-3-5 wide. Like, so, so the pro is mad that he has to use his brain and try to figure things out,
Yeah.
and it's
Yep. Yep.
like just like ebooks, bro. Like, don't get it twisted, man. The pros want you to buy the ebooks besides getting money because then they know what everybody's going to run too. They know how to stop their own plays.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, if you don't run ebooks, then you're just gonna get called a bot, which is fine, but which is
It's just weird to me. It's like you should have more brain cells than than that. You shouldn't be that mad and that in your feelings like. And I'm different, bro. So I'm different. So I'm more annoyed when I lose to the meta because it's boring as crap after a while and it's brain dead.
yeah, yeah,
Like again, people get mad about the offense, right? People get mad about the offense, like, oh, you're running too much, right? Oh, it's so boring.
yeah,
It's a bot. Hold on, really quick.
yeah.
Dude, but anyways, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah,
Uh, it it's brain dead on defense. Like I said, you never hear them really complain about defense. It's always about offense and all that stuff. And it's like, I mean, so you're okay with going to 3-3-5 wide and that's it, but you're mad if somebody runs something different on offense. So then what? Your brain can't expand and do something on defense? I mean, it's a little silly to me. Damn, we're running late. Let, do you have anything else to say on that, or do you want to get to the poll question?
No, I don't really have anything else to say. We can get to the poll question. Time flew by. I didn't
Yeah,
realize how
I'm
we
just
were.
rambling on like I
Yeah,
always do. So, and you say
yeah.
yeah. You're like yes,
You're
yeah.
like, yeah, I know, Shane. I've known you long enough. Nah, just kidding.
I think what one was the craziest fight you've been in, and then I can't remember the other one because it tied. They want both answered.
Let me go to your YouTube channel. I know we already did the craziest fight one because
Yeah,
yeah, you told me that story already. So you told.
yeah. I think I probably I'd post. So we'll just do the other one then.
All right, so the
Oh,
one that got the instant regret.
instant regret. I'm gonna go honestly. I'm gonna go a little deeper and more like not even funny, more like a life lesson. And like a real life lesson is I was 22 and my wife and I were going to go out and we're going to gamble, right? And we're like we're going to pull an
Yeah,
all-nighter tonight, which I could already pull an all-nighter, you know what I mean? Like I didn't
yeah,
need so we're like, yeah, well we're like let's go get some caffeine pills. So we do that and I pop them like continually through the night and I'm drinking a lot of pop, like Mountain Dew with it, like Diet Coke. And well, then we go to my brother's house the next night. I'm probably on like an hour or 2 hours of sleep, and we're watching a movie. And it was a scary movie, and I don't like scary movies. And I took more caffeine pills, and like I just, bro, like I started getting like heart palpitations and like just like anxiety attacks, bro. Like no
yeah,
lie,
yeah,
like I had the biggest anxiety attack and panic attack, and like I thought I was gonna have a heart attack, and then the worst thing that I did was I hit Google and said my
Oh, that's
chest
the
hurts.
worst.
Yeah, my
Yeah, that's
chest
the
hurts,
worst
and
thing you
what's the
can
first thing
do.
it said?
Yeah.
It said
Heart
heart.
attack.
It said heart attack. So then that triggered me more. So not only am I an overthinker, um, not only am I an overthinker, I also was on like 3 hours of sleep in 48 hours. I
Yeah.
had a bunch of caffeine coursing through my veins, and I Google something, and that's the worst thing you can do. Like anybody who's young, don't Google, man. Do not Google. Do not ever
Yeah.
Google your symptoms. And I'm serious. I'm dead serious. Because your your brain continues to grow until you're like 24, 25. Do not Google. I'm being dead serious. So instant regret. So I went to the hospital. I swore I was having a heart attack. I had panic attack, anxiety attack, like all that stuff. I did have something true come out of that. Is I wasn't just having mental symptoms like like when you have anxiety and you believe something bad's gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually burned a hole in my chest.
From what? The
The
caffeine or?
caffeine pills, yeah, all the caffeine pills and all the pop I drank in that like 48-hour period, I burned like a little small hole in my like chest cavity on the inside. Not, you know what I'm talking about, kind of like I don't know how to explain it. Shoot, like the inside skin, like the pink stuff. Like if you can see it, like if you take your skin off and you have pink, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like
Yeah.
an so I had to not have caffeine and stuff for a while so it could heal up again. But that was the worst thing ever, man. That was the instant regret. Like I would have never had it. Like I would never have started worrying about my body like that. That was that was instant regret, man. Just
Yeah.
never Google stuff. So, what about you, Trey?
Yeah, that's crazy. I think for me it's just, buying Madden Ultimate Team stuff. It's like you want it and you're debating about it, but as soon as you confirm your information to buy something, then you know it was a bad idea and that you shouldn't do it. Shouldn't. So.
Yeah, that is definitely instant regret, man. Like I went a little deeper. I mean, I know what
Yeah.
you mean. Like I've had a like. I mean, I've gambled where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna only spend like $100, right?
Yeah.
And then I pull out another hundred, and then I leave, and I'm like, damn, that was stupid. That that's instant
Yeah.
regret too. I mean, yeah, I'm just saying for everybody out there, don't Google, man. Do not Google unless you're Soul Crusher, who's in the chat right now. You can Google.
If you Google any symptom that you have, it's gonna tell you that you're dying, like pretty
Yeah, it's the
much.
worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Like, I even did it like my dad's like Google anything, and so I Googled something about like toe injury or whatever toe, and it said like
Yeah.
my toe might fall off or whatever, so I need to go to the doctor.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so true. So
Okay,
true.
so Mr. David, aka Pitt, and Soul Crusher, they're talking about Google too, and Soul Crusher said, "I Google why do my balls hurt," and Soul Crusher said that it came back with I have AIDS. Obviously he's trolling, but at the same time, it's it's not trolling. What the hell are you getting into? It's not trolling as much. It is trolling, but it's kind of really like that. If you say my head hurts, they'll be like tumor. So don't
Have
do that, man. Just don't. I
yeah.
promise you it'll save you the hassle, especially if you're between the ages of 18 and 24 and your brain's still expanding. Now me, like, I'm stuck already. Did it really
Have you?
say that? Wow.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm sorry. It really said that. He wasn't trolling.
oh. So have you ever been paranoid about something along those lines, like it burned when you pee or something, and then you're like, oh no, I think I might have something going on, or no?
Not that, but like honestly, I only have a couple instances that, like, when I was young, like between like I said, 22 and 24, where I read something, like it triggered me so much that it sticks with me. Like if I'm having a lot of bad stress, it's weird how it is, but like,
Yeah.
and it's all from googling. And I'm telling you, man, googling's the worst thing possible. Like, uh, if you don't Google something when you hurt, like I didn't Google anything when I was having chest pain, and I'm like, I'm not Googling it this time. You know what I mean? And then it made the
Yeah.
stress and anxiety way less. Like I'm just saying, man, nobody has to listen to me. You guys can go through your own life, but I personally think when you think that your body hurts or something or whatever, or you know, Googling is the worst thing ever. It's horrible.
Yeah. I think just know like if it gets to the point where like you're sweating and it feels like you have a stack of books on your chest, then I think at that point it's it might be something that you want to get checked out. But I think that there is a lot of, you get a little bit of chest pain and then, your mind starts racing
Oh,
and get
yeah,
nervous.
man. Like, dude, I even do it because I don't like planes. And, like, when I'm supposed to get on a plane, I pictured the plane already crashing. That doesn't help the
Yeah.
anxiety levels. But if I Google, it makes it worse. Like, hey, will this plane crash? Today, Google says, yes, you're gonna die. So
Yeah.
you don't want to do that, man. You don't want to do that. What's up, Gavin? How you doing, man? We're just going on things that you regret. I also regret. Nah, I don't regret anything. The champ don't apologize for nothing. No.
Wait, so you're saying you have no regrets, right? No, like
Uh.
that one commercial, remember? Like I
Uh.
think it was Milky Way. Milky Way. There was a Milky Way commercial where someone was doing a tattoo and it said no regrets, but it was spelled no
Oh,
regrets
yeah,
with
I know what you're
an
talking about. Like it was like
Yeah.
a biker guy, right, or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't really. You know what? Like, besides Google and stuff, um, I don't really have regrets. Like, yes, I wish I would have played soccer my senior year, and especially when I had a D1. Blah blah blah. Right, but
You wish you would have taken that deal with Puffy as
oh,
well.
okay, yes, yes, with Puffy, like yes,
Yeah.
okay, ghostwriting for him, yes, but
Yeah.
I mean, things happen for a reason in life, man. Gavin, I'm glad you like the Madden 21 update. I haven't done franchise, so hopefully it works out. But yeah, I mean, like Puffy, yeah, I would have been rich, bro. I've been rich. I could have
Yeah.
done whatever, but at the same time, maybe I fly somewhere and get in a plane crash. I'm just making something up. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you don't know what's happening. Like you can't regret it that way, but like never take caffeine pills. I'll never take caffeine pills. And I was drinking monsters too. So that was another thing.
I think I think the thing that's interesting though is that I think that if you ask like any man what he regrets, then I feel like more often than not he's gonna tell you something that he didn't do. But I feel like if you ask a woman the same question, they always say it's something that they did do that they regret.
You know, that's a good, Well, damn, does that mean I'm
Yeah.
a woman then? Because you just said
Yeah.
something I did. Yeah, I would have never taken those caffeine pills, and I never would have Googled. You're damn straight.
But
Oh, don't.
but then the other regrets like you not playing soccer or whatever in high
Yes. So
school.
I'm on both sides of the fence, I guess. So I guess I'm a
Yeah.
man
Yeah.
girl. But we definitely gotta wrap this up. I got spring cleaning to do. I
All
appreciate
right.
everybody being in here. Sorry, Trey. I know we blab or I blab, but
Yeah.
it is. Shut up, Trey. It is interesting, man. I appreciate y'all being in here from Pitt to Mr. Soul to Gavin. I appreciate it, man. But man, my wife is wanting me to be ready when she gets home, and I got like 5 minutes. So, Trey, anything else you need to say?
No, that's it. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and we'll be back next week.
Yes, sir. West Coast Podcast.